go ahead, talk on, because so the audience can actually hear about, well, what has this guy been through so far with the work so far that we've done with Swever?
Well, I mean, when we first met, he had a job. He was just getting a car. He was, like, just starting school. He was living at his family's house with his brother. Like, everything pretty good. Like, he seemed like, I wouldn't say super happy, but relatively normal. But as the work's been going on and as he's been, like, treating me like crap, his life falls apart. And I just sit back and laugh because I'm like, you know what? If you didn't treat me like that, it wouldn't happen. He lost his job. He can't find another one. He's had multiple interviews, never gets a call back. His car was messed up. He got in an accident, totaled his first car. Now this car, I mean, can't afford to have an oil change, so he can barely drive it. He got kicked out of his dad's house like twice within the last 2 weeks. He literally slept in his car because he had nowhere to go. I mean, his life's a mess. It's a total mess. You know?
Mm-hmm. So,
and honestly, I don't feel bad because he's doing it to himself by, treating me wrong. So.
Listen. So, as far as right now is concerned, as I was saying with the control work, the thing is, like I said, what I see from what I've actually heard is that I don't get, like, let's just say, I don't get a reaction. If anything, I get a dodging, And like I said before, it's like what I see so far is that you're more of the dominant one. I get more of aggression. And it's like I find a child, that you're molding. Like I don't get a violent reaction. I don't see that. I don't get a violent reaction from, if anything, is dodging. But as you said, it's as though, like with the other night, you told him if you don't show up at a specific time, basically, don't come at all. So if you think about that, the fact that he called you back before, he had places to go. Now he doesn't have anywhere to go. So what did he tell you what did he tell you after you basically after you said that? Like, what did he say afterwards?
He's like, well, don't worry about it. I slept in my car.
Mm-hmm. But when you said you had another situation where you was like he was saying, "Oh, can you let him in?" or something like that. Start that over because I definitely want to address that.
And I went, when he was supposed to be here at like 12 o'clock, and I texted him like right around that time. Okay, I haven't heard from you, and if you're not going to be here on time, don't bother coming. Mm. And then he tried calling me at like, I think 1:30 or 2. It was like 2 hours later, and I was awake, but I pretended that I didn't get the call because I was like, screw it, I'm not going to let him keep doing this. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, please, please, I can explain what happened. I have nowhere to go. Like, it's raining. I don't want to be stuck in my car. I'm hungry. And I just ignored him. And then the next morning, he's like, well, I was like, I didn't see your text. Like, you weren't here when you said you were going to be. And he's like, well, I ended up having to sleep in my car. I'm like, well, if you would have been here like you said you would have, it wouldn't have happened.
See, the thing is, like I said before, with all the other work, it's as though right now he has a gate around him. He doesn't have resources or places to go. So therefore, the thing is, like, you notice when you, like, back in the day, if you would have told him something like that, he would have been, I don't care, he'll go home. But basically, he comes back to...
He was just more angry.
Right.
Yeah. Like, I felt like he was a little bit angry today, but he would have, like, a violent outburst. Like, oh, you're not going to fucking talk to me like that. You can't control me. And he would just storm out. Yeah, and today he kind of, like, still had a reaction, but it was, like, more kind of just like, all right, well, I'm going to go. Like, more of a passive reaction. Like, he still had a reaction, but it was way more, like, calm and not insane.
So,
and then that's when he pulled out the card, like you said, where he was like, oh, well, if you don't stop this, I'm not going to see you anymore. Because, like, he tried to turn it around on me, and use that against me. But I was like, no, like, that's not how it's going to be. I was like, do you think it's really okay to disrespect me like this? Mm-hmm. And then that's when he got all quiet and was like, well, I won't do it anymore.
Exactly. So now, see, this is what I'm saying. So you got to get out of this emotional thing when you get into these emotional storms because you're not seeing everything. If you sit back and think piece by piece, like not think, but think, you can say, reflect back on each moment, everything that occurs You know what I'm saying? Because this is the biggest problem. Because people are they're looking for something else. They're looking for all this type of like supernatural stuff. But it's right in front of their face. You know what I'm saying? It's right in front of their face. All those scenarios. Think about the desperation. The desperation where he comes back like, you know, or I won't let it happen again. It's so such, you know what I'm saying? Now, like I said, you got binding on him. You know what I'm saying? You got all this other, all this other work on him, and then on top of that, you got control. So now you have the control. The control is disciplining him, where per se, when he goes out, he can't do much. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, he tries to go out and get a job, he can't get a job. He tries to get a new car, he can't get a new car. He gets a new car, the car's gonna break down. Didn't he have an accident with the first car? I think his car got totaled.
The first car, he like fell asleep at the wheel for a couple seconds and totaled it.
Exactly. So the thing is, he cannot move beyond dealing with you. So now when you got these chains on him, when you tell him this and that, look, the reaction was, okay, I won't do it again. This is basically the control. You know what I'm saying? So now he's in a situation where it doesn't work anymore. Where before, when he had when he had places to go, he had a job, and his car. You know what I'm saying? He can basically say, "Well, fuck you, this and that. You can do whatever." Now he has to accept it because you're the only lifeline that he has.
Oh, I forgot to tell you, his license was suspended too. He had so many speeding tickets and other issues that they suspended his license. So he's technically not even supposed to be driving.
Exactly.
That's another reason he's scared to drive.
Exactly.
So if he gets pulled over with a suspended license, he'll end up in jail because he has like a misdemeanor in his past for like weed.
Exactly. See, the thing is, people don't understand. When I say don't resist or you might miss Christmas, I know basically. I get that from a rap song whatsoever, you know what I'm saying, was it? But anyway, it is what it is. But the meaning behind that is this. If you just give in, if you just listen, you spend time, you treat the woman right or whomever, all this right here, you're not doing anything to him. He's doing this to himself. You see, if you're faithful, you know what I'm saying, you're not out there fucking with other females, whatever, you're fine. But
the fact how when he goes out and has sex with that other girl, he got chlamydia.
Oh, damn. Well, listen. Yeah. Right.
Now he has other things. He's gonna go get checked for today, and it's like he has some kind of like weird like bumps like above his groin. I mean, I don't know what it is, but he's like having pain to where he was like, I don't even want to have sex. He's like, I'm gonna be honest. Another girl asked me today if I wanted to have sex, and I told her no because I'm in pain.
Exactly.
Really like something stopped it from happening.
Exactly. So this is all this stuff, with all this stuff, from fidelity work whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't, you're surmounting problems into your fucking life by you fucking running out and cheating. This is what people don't listen, man. You know what I mean? This is the thing. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to like this type of stuff, this type of working that us Haitians do whatsoever, we always tell people, you know what I'm saying? You got to basically like, you got to be on your, it's like you got to be committed to a relationship. You know what I'm saying? If you're not committed to the relationship, this is the problem this is what's going to happen. Now he can't even have sex with other females. When he tries to have sex with other females, he gets burnt. You know what I'm saying? So he gets burnt if he has sex with other females. How fucking stupid can you be? You don't learn? You know what I mean? You lost your job. Your car got totaled. You got another car. The fucking car stops working. It breaks down. Now your license is suspended. You know what I'm saying? Now you
he's not getting it. In his dimwit mind, he's just not getting like what is causing all these problems in my life. He's not like things to do together. He's just so dumb.
Well, I mean, so what I would basically say to you now, based upon all this stuff that you shared, I would say this, is that you're on a right track. You know what I'm saying? I would just say, stay firm and stay assertive. Don't give into it, because at the end of the day, it's like this. He tries to bring that old stuff back. Because again, in the beginning of the working, I told you, do not argue with him. You know what I mean? Be mellow, relax. So now he figures now, that's the same person that you are from the beginning. So now that you're doing control work, it's different. Where now he's thinking he can do whatever he used to do. Now it doesn't work like that anymore. So what I would say is keep the fire on him. Keep the fire on him. And yeah, keep it on him. And yes, he's definitely going to, because like I said, I get a person that's breaking down, desperate, whatsoever. You just got to keep that firm, assertive stance on him where you're not compromising. You don't compromising, you don't compromise, he's gonna compromise to you.
Yeah. It's gonna be hard, but I know it's what I need to do.
Yes, of course. Because like you said, you told him no, and what did he say? I can explain whatsoever. You know what I'm saying? You got him against the wall. You put him against you put him on a hot seat. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, you gotta basically put him on that hot seat. You know what I mean? You gotta discipline him. So now he knows he can't come and disrespect you. He can't text girls around you whatsoever. So now you make it so that, listen, so next time you see him, if he texts someone, pull up. Like this is what I used to do a long time ago. Pull across the road and tell him, you know what? Get out. That's what you gotta start doing. You gotta tell him, get out. You know what I'm saying? Like he's gonna probably be like, are you serious? What is he gonna do? You know what I'm saying? When you figure that you can, like, you gotta basically start being harsh to him. You gotta literally abuse his ass like that. Where, listen, you say, listen, if you're gonna disrespect me like that, get out. I'm gonna put you across the street, but make sure you can get the bus, make sure you can get the bus whatsoever, you know what I'm saying? But yes, you're gonna tell him to get out. You put him somewhere where you can take public transportation, or put him close, or you tell him, listen, I'm gonna drive you close to home, and you can walk home. Yes, you know what I'm saying? You got the power now. You have the power to abuse him. You know what I'm saying? So this is not. It's a sense of abuse, but it's good abuse, because now you're tempering him, you're training him. So now he knows when he steps in your car, he will not ever text another female again, because he don't want to get thrown out. And the thing is, listen. The fact that you're doing that, what is he going to do? What, is he going to try to get a job? He can't get a job. What is he going to do? Get another car? His car going to break down. So, with that said, keep me posted. I'm going to run, all right?
Okay, all right, thank you.
All right, bye.